Cheetah HAC. I'm going to preface this by saying that there's no way in hell I would do my makeup like this every day. Sorry. But it's great at the beginning because you're learning the amount of product to use, because most people use too much. You're learning the placement of the colors, the whole paint by number approach, which is new, right? That's weird about mascara. Not weird, it's revolutionary, it's awesome. But one, it takes longer, and I ain't about that life. And two, I don't want to touch my face that much, and I love the brushes. So, but if you've not been able to invest at the brushes because the startup cost, mascara is going to save you money in the long run. It's amazing. But if you weren't able to get the brushes at the beginning, this is great because you can use a fluffy brush that you already have to blend this out, or a cheapy sponge. I prefer a brush. But if you have a cheap, most people have a cheap brush that's fluffy. What's so important about mascara brushes is this more dense sides that are applying the cream. I've tried to buy cheap brushes, but anyway, let's go ahead and use our main colors, and we're kind of going to show where we're going to put them. So I'm going to start out in the contour. It's a brand new one, and you can, I mean, I could do a real cheetah and I could dot it, but like I said, this isn't as fast for me, which is what I don't love about it. So could also like see how I just did a stripe, and that's fine too, especially on my nose. So contour is going to go at the top, and then contour you'll notice is a little bit drier, and then I'm going to press and find my cheekbones. It does not matter if you put the highlight on first, the contour on, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to slim my face out, so I am coming at a downward angle. If your face is narrow and you're trying to broaden it, you'll want to make yours a little more, a little less slanted and more horizontal. So I'm finding my natural cheekbone. And again, you could drag it. But in real cheetah fashion, I will dot it, okay? So that's where I'm going with that, on my cheekbone. And it kind of makes like a little, tapers down to a point at the bottom, if that makes sense. And then I'm doing it on the bottom of my jawline. Okay? This is where the contour goes, on the bottom, okay? And then for my nose contour, I'm going to draw a line straight down. I actually like to use a cooler contour color for my nose to make it really look more like a shadow, whereas up here I want it a little warmer like a tan. Okay, and then on the bottom of my nose. You can also do a tiny bit along the bottom of your lip to give it a little more shadow, make it a little bigger. Okay, all right, next, I color correct my eyes, because you see I got some big circles. So I use the color Frenchie or Sunlit to put in my dark circles. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This is an optional step, but I'm a mom of 3 boys. I'm a mom of boys. Less drama than girls, but harder to keep alive. True statement. So I go ahead and do that. I also like to do it with Sunlit. It depends what color you're color correcting with. Don't think because I use Frenchie, you have to use Frenchie. Often people use this color, which is Sunlit. It just depends on what color your circles are as to which color will color correct it. So my circles are kind of blue, so I used an orange. Some days they're more purple, so I use a yellow, which is Sunlit. Okay, so I'm gonna put Sunlit, my brightener color here. I should have done that last, so it's gonna confuse you. And I'm gonna do my all over color Sandy pretty much everywhere else. Okay, crap, which one is Sunlit? All right, so Sandy, which is my all over color right now in the summer. I'm gonna dot that pretty much everywhere I have not contoured. You'll notice that the highlights are creamier than the contours. Let's see, I'm gonna go up the center of my nose, but then I'm gonna go every other one with Sunlit, okay? Do a little Sunlit there, little Sunlit there for a little extra brightness, and then just filling in with the Sandy, which you'll see is a little, like a mix between the contour and the highlight. Don't forget this area, I tend to forget it. Don't know why, it's just not on my radar. And then I'm gonna go between those Sunlit dots with the Sandy. It's okay, it's not perfect art, okay? Sunlit and Sandy there, I'm just getting off the rest. Sunlit and Sandy. And I also tend to use white peach a little bit, because my Sunlit is really to color correct my circles. My brightener really that I use is like or our white peach. Okay, so you can kind of see where my placement is. Now what I like to do is do this first and then deal with the blush. Just because the pink is what I don't want to, like if these colors blend together, cool. If it's the pink, that's a bigger deal. So you could go ahead and put your pink right here, right at the top. I'll do it on one side. I'll show you guys what you want, all right? So let's take, this is Hollywood Lip and Cheek. I'll show you where the apples are. I'm just gonna put it right over the top of that, in the front of that contour line. All right, so we're gonna blend it out with a fluffy brush. I've got the BBF or the B squared here, or with one of those perfector sponges. So it's really fast. I also do this before mascara, because if it's gonna hit my, like actual mascara, because if it's gonna hit my brush, I don't want it to mess it up. You could have done a little on your eyelids, but I know I'm gonna do eyeshadow. I did take a before picture, so I can show you the after. I wanted to take a deering picture, but I'm doing the video. I should have screenshotted it, that would have been smart. Blonde moment. Now sometimes I'll put a little extra right there. I should have done that, because my nose does tend to get red. Okay. Now here you see I'm trying to avoid that pink a little bit. Maybe I can show you the smaller brush. All right. And then mix that right in. So you can do the blush as you go. See, it was totally fine. But I just save it for last. Okay. Yeah, we haven't done nose. Now the nose, I like for it to stay right in the right place, right? Because we were more precise there with the two lines and stuff. So sometimes I do like to do that one with, I do prefer to do that one with my damp perfector sponge. Damp, I mean, look, no water's gonna come out if I wring it. Oh, I lied, one drop came out. Liar. All right, see this? Now, what I tend to do when I don't use this method, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but it is good at the beginning. It really is good to learn the placement of the colors, and I've had a lot of requests for this video. I'll go back in and I'll just kind of, okay, one, I gotta add some blush, but two, I'm gonna go in my brightening shade and I'm gonna throw a little more on there, because you can always add more, right? But the big thing is people put too much at the beginning, so we want to avoid that. It'll look, you'll know you got too much product if it looks wet, or if it starts to show texture, or as you get more sun, if you start to show texture, then your color could be too light. But I'll go back in and just kind of add it around. But looky there, I mean, it was easy. We don't have the blush on yet, but let me add some blush. That just kind of goes right over there. If you don't have the brush to do it with, just do it with your fingers, right? Do it with your fingers. After you blend the rest out is what I like to do. And then blend it out with your sponge or your brush or whatever you're using. But that's the Cheetah method. So see, it took me 8.5 minutes. With my brushes, I can do my makeup in about 5.5 minutes. So I don't feel like it's the fastest way. Some people maybe do it faster than me. Maybe it's just as I got used to it, I could do it faster, but there we go. Sometimes I like to add, if I had this BBF brush, you could do your whole face with this BBF brush. I like to add a little more contour. See, kind of in that line, and then blend it out. You can definitely do your whole face with this brush. If you do your whole face with the BBF brush, I do recommend going with darker colors, because it is, so the fluffier the brush, the less dense it's gonna put it on. So it's gonna spread the colors out more. So you're gonna want a little deeper of a color. So there we go. That's the Cheetah method. Sorry it's getting too long, and then obviously you'll just throw your lip color on. This is Lolly, which is about to be out of stock forever. It's being discontinued. Okay, that's it. That's Cheetah. Thanks for watching. See ya.